It's not just ladies going under the knife. Hollywood hunks are also joining the ranks, and they're starting a new worldwide trend.
Here to tell us how to get it right, boys, is birthday boy Dr. William Mooney. Happy birthday, mate.
Thanks very much.
Plastic surgery's been around holidays in Hollywood for years, but now the boys are getting involved.
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a bit of a lag time, obviously. We were out hunting saber-tooth while women were looking after stuff, cave painting. So guys have been a little bit behind girls, but boy, are they catching up.
Yeah, because I wonder, you know, we have seen stars like Kenny Rogers and
Mickey Rourke.
Who
just had another surgery.
Yeah, exactly. But are their motivations different from women?
Look, I think that motivations for younger men and older men are different from each other. Older men, look, guys want what they haven't got. You know, the girl next door syndrome. So older guys want to look younger guys want to look more powerful. And so the different sort of techniques that they use are, you know, different for different age groups. In their 20s and 30s, certainly young guys are all working out, for starters. I mean, I went to Sculpture by the Sea on the weekend. Yeah. The guys on the beach...
Amazing.
Looked like there's casts from Spartacus, at risk of sounding a little high camp on a Wednesday morning. But guys are really looking after themselves.
Yeah,
you know, they're whitening their teeth, they're getting nose jobs, and they're doing a lot of things to make themselves...
They're wearing makeup?
Well, I didn't get that close. But they've certainly got body art happening, and, you know, they're making a big effort. And when I was younger, that was something that wasn't happening. Certainly, as you get older, guys do different techniques for anti-ageing. And some of the stuff they do, hair replacement, really makes a big difference. And minor things are the way to go. I think what happens that's wrong with older guys and Hollywood guys is when they go too far.
Right.
I've said it a million times. I've said it often on this show.
Yeah.
You only see bad cosmetics.
Well, George Clooney has actually admitted that he's had a little bit of Botox along the way.
Botox.
Botox, it's called. Look, I've got a theory about George, and the theory is this. At 3 o'clock this morning, a hot woman jumped into my bed. It was my daughter. She's 2, right? I think he looks that good because he doesn't have any kids.
You could be right there. On the other hand, there's a lot of other male celebrities going the other way. We mentioned, you know, Kenny and Mickey Rourke. I mean, what went wrong here?
Look, I think they...
That's not Kenny Rogers on the left.
I reckon these guys have got to have no mates. That's the problem. I reckon if they had mates, their mates would say, dude, you're going too far.
But, Will, is this like old work? It's old techniques.
Oh, look, you've got to remember this guy also was a boxer and had his head bashed for 20 years. But I really think... I wonder...
Gee, that's made an improvement, hasn't it?
Let's make sure we find the worst photos we can, team.
I think also, you know, there can be... You know, sometimes when you look through a million photos of yourself, you get the odd shot that looks really bad.
Totally.
So I reckon not quite that bad.
I took a selfie. I took a selfie that looked like that Mickey Rourke.
Selfies are very kinky. Sonia, so I'm not sure. Yeah, you can. So, look, I think what happens with those actors is they're chasing that thing they haven't got. They're worried that the new up-and-coming actors are going to take their roles. They're still going for leading man roles in their 50s when they shouldn't be. They should be doing, you know, thrillers or something
look at Liam Neeson, he looks great. But outside of that sort of thing, do you think that guys then shouldn't be getting full facelifts? Because that's what they've got.
That's my theory about guys. I really think that facelift feminises guys. It just does, even in good hands, it does something wrong to their jawline. And
there's Bruce Jenner.
Look, no, I'll get to him in a minute, but I think it feminises their jawline. And Bruce Jenner really... Look, this guy, I want to talk about this guy, right?
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner.
He used to be a hero.
The worst thing... I mean, he used to be an Olympian.
So this is Kris Kardashian's husband.
Yes. The worst thing that happened to this guy...
He was in Can't Stop the Music.
That's right,
The worst thing that happened to this guy is the Kardashians, right? Yeah. 3 kids like that, and then they popped out another 2 this season. Where did they get them from? The horror tree? I don't know. And then what he had was a rhinoplasty that was too small. So it looked feminising for his face.
Right.
So a guy having, like, reducing the nose too much.
Too much. It's got to be in harmony. And male rhinoplasty is different to a female rhinoplasty. A female rhinoplasty, you want to look cute and attractive. A male rhinoplasty, you want to look strongly masculine. And that really sort of feminises his face.
You've totally nailed it. That's exactly what it is.
That's what he's done. And then I think he's followed up with this over facelift, which feminises the jaw. And I see even like manly men like Arnie and Sly Stallone. I mean, they're the most manly men, right? They're huge. They've got muscles on muscles. But they still look feminised around the jawline because they've been overlifted.
Well, Shane Warne is a manly man, and he has...
Rumoured.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's ever... no, he refuses to admit to
I know, Sonia, there's a river in Egypt called Denial. He's swimming up it. And he really is like saying that he hasn't had anything done. I think the whole thing is he wants to look macho, and sportsmen want to look more macho than any other.
How
man,
is
right?
this looking more macho?
Well, no, he doesn't want to appear like he's had anything
Yeah,
done.
right.
So he wants to pretend it's all natural. You know,
it's
the
all
hair,
about-
yeah,
it's all about
he's
subtlety.
committed to that. So the key is subtlety for men. Number one, I always say this, prevention is vital. Men spend more time in the sun than women because we watch sport, we play sport, and we're often tradies.
Yes.
And guys are hopeless at putting sunscreen. I would urge young guys to put it next to the door with your keys. So you've got a 5-point check. You've got keys, wallet, sunnies, phone, and sunscreen every day when you go out in the sun.
Yeah.
Layers is the key for guys. It's fantastic for IPL, getting rid of hyperpigmentation and tightening the face without...
Stop looking at my head, Kruger.
without looking done or frozen. It gives you a much younger, fresher look.
What about that?
What about this?
Is this working?
For Halloween next week. We're a week off.
Thanks,
We're a
Dr.
week
Will.
out.
Dr. Will, happy birthday, mate.
Thanks
Thanks for
very
coming
much,
in.
guys. Thanks.